Hmm. Good morning, dear friends, friends in the Dharma. Those who rise relatively early, do whatever's necessary to prepare, and then find our way to the digital Dharma Hall. I'm Robert Beatty. I'm coming to you from the Buddha Broadcasting Network headquarters on the border, really, between Beaverton and Portland, Oregon. And this is a broadcast of the Portland Insight Meditation Community. And I'm glad to be with you this morning. It's what did I see? I saw it was the 8th of September, 2020. Very smoky here last night. Smoke seems to be gone this morning. There are pretty big fires close by, fairly close by. Brighton Bush Hot Springs was under mandatory evacuation last night. I haven't heard anything more this morning, but bad fires. Change, anicca. Everything's unpredictable. So a poem. It's not really a poem. It's a statement by Alan Watts. This feeling of being lonely and very temporary visitors in the universe is in flat contradiction to everything known about humans and all other living organisms in the sciences. We do not come into this world. We come out of it, as leaves come from a tree. As the ocean waves, the universe peoples. Every individual is an expression of the whole realm of nature, a unique action of the total universe. I guess it's the song of belonging, isn't it? This feeling of being lonely and very temporary visitors in the universe is in flat contradiction to everything known about humans and all other living organisms in the sciences. We do not come into this world. We come out of it as leaves come out of a tree. As the ocean waves, the universe peoples. Every individual is an expression of the whole realm of nature, a unique action of the total universe. So, as is our custom, let's remind ourselves of, in a way, taking refuge in the entire universe. There. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and love. Namo Dharmaya. Namo Dharmaya. Namo Dharmaya. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community of mindful harmony. Namo Sanghaya. Namo Sanghaya. Namo Sanghaya. I take refuge in being awake, in being that which is awake, and in what is discovered when I'm awake, in the way things actually are, and in the community of practice, down through time. And let's sit. Let us meet this new day with a willingness to be awake, a curiosity about this moment. And what do we find? The body is quite dependable. It's alive. It touches the chair. It's touched by clothing. And it breathes. Miraculously. Not so long ago, a sperm and an egg met in optimal circumstances. They did the dance of DNA, and here you are. And here we will persist until the karmic force of this lifetime is extinguished, and then breathing will stop. The entire thrust of the spiritual journey has to do with remembering truly deeply re-inhabiting that which is here before that fateful encounter of a sperm and an egg. And so we come home out of the clouds and trance states of thinking and memory, liking and disliking. We come home to now, to this millisecond, microsecond of a breath, of the sensations of breathing. We are practicing and strengthening in particular two mental factors, two mental muscles. One is concentration, which is the mind's capacity to pick an object and then stay with it. In this case, the sensations of breathing. And the other most mysterious capacity is mindfulness, is awareness, is that which knows what's happening. And so we become as intimate as we can with the sensations of breathing. From the very moment of the birth of the breath, through fullness, through decline, through vanishing. And then awareness will notice that one of the 5 hindrances, or perhaps a group of them, has blossomed. Desire, aversion, restlessness, agitation, worry, sloth and torpor, or doubt. Whole thought streams, stories, memories, plans. And then awareness will notice this. It wakes up. And then once again we come home to the sensations of breathing. we remain curious. There is no predicting. There's no predicting what will arise. There could be a lot of wandering mind, or there could be none. There could be anxiety-filled thoughts, or there could be peacefulness. It could be a moment of great fatigue, sloth and torpor. Or a moment of crisp, crystalline presence and awareness. Our task is so simple. Be present and awake. With whatever's here. Being cognizant of the fact that each breath has a beginning. It has a rising to fullness, a changing of direction, a decline, and then a vanishing.
With an intention of love and compassion, a willingness to meet life on its own terms. A willingness to make the effort to stay seated in the midst of the storms. We follow the path of the Buddha. One moment at a time, one day at a time, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. We don't come out of this world. We don't come into this world. We come out of it. We are the living earth. This evolution of consciousness of which we are a part is a part of nature, is an aspect of nature. It's something very organic, very much like the seasons or the wind, waking up, the sun coming up. And let us add on the in-breath some beautiful phrase. Maybe the great mantra of love, I love you, with your name at the end. No matter how you find this that you take to be yourself this morning, I love you, with your name at the end. And if you're aware of some diminutive child part that needs to be loved, include this little being. Use the name you were called when you were little. We don't have to go to our graves without ever experiencing being profoundly loved, because it's in us.
It's in us. And then on the out-breath, you could pick a particular person, someone it's easy to love. Wish them well for today. So on the in-breath is some phrase that would be nourishing to you. On the out-breath, may this person feel loved today. May they feel confident and at ease. May they be healthy. Let your intuition open to what would be skillful, balancing, true for you. And you could do a systematic practice with a loved one, and then a friend, and then a stranger, and then the person who you experience as them or the other, the adversary, and then all beings. So breathing in love, breathing out love. An intention of open-heartedness. And doing what's necessary to prepare to open the eyes. And then when they open, be aware of seeing. And continue this breathing in with some beautiful phrase and breathing out with another. Pick someone, see someone. Some of these faces have become very, very familiar. Every single person in this little collective is living their way through a lifetime. This could be a very challenging time for this person, or it could be a time of ease and blessing. One thing we know is every single one of us really hungers to be loved and loving. To feel like we really do belong, like we're really cared about. I could do this for quite a long time. However, we have a PIMC board meeting at 8, and one of our members has to leave at 9, so I need to end rather punctually. I have a couple of announcements. I think I'll share this screen if I can. This one, share, please work. It did. It looks like it did. Tonight, NVC practice session online with Doyle Banks. If you're a person that's done some training with him, he's got a criteria here, a minimum of 16 hours of foundation level training, etc. You can find this on the website. That's tonight. Doyle is a master teacher of NVC. Upcoming classes. Doug's Basics of Mindfulness starts on the 24th. Skillful Speech in NVC, Doyle starts, oh goodness, he's got a half-day retreat on the 12th, and, oh, that's part of this class. I guess that's where it starts, 9/12. And then the Eightfold Path class with Robert, which starts on Wednesday the 16th. Somehow or another, apparently it was published incorrectly in one of the digests. I don't know how that happened. And Candle started her class last Sunday night. And I will be responsible and speak about the opportunity for your heart to open in generosity, to practice this, opening the tight fingers of fear and clinging, and become a monthly donor to PIMC. We'll find out at the meeting today what the numbers are at now, but I think we're at almost 30 new people who were not contributing monthly before, who now are. And I forget the number, I think it was 11 people had increased their donation. And if you can do that comfortably, or maybe slightly uncomfortably, giving till your heart feels full, to support this really important endeavor of the Portland Insight Meditation community, please do so. Please take the moment to be delighted in that, and you can do that via the website. A mention of my book, Mindfulness for a Happy Life, will be one of the texts in my class. And also, if you haven't been there, I encourage you to visit the vastly new and improved robertbeatty.com. There's really some very interesting, just on the first page, there's some really very beautiful audio-visual things to participate in observing. So I think that's announcements. Oh, my little dog is being demanding. Hang on. Here, come here. Come on, Budo. Oh, there he is. There's Budo. Oh, there he is. There's your pals. What are you doing holding me? There you go. He's a little more spry since Jennifer, my wife, veterinarian, put him on some steroids recently, and he's less stiff. So, my friends, how is it where you are? Do you have delights and discoveries you'd like to share? Or is there dukkha it would be good to share with others to not bear it alone? Or a question? Questions, comments, complaints.
It's Pamela.
Pamela, hello, my dear.
Hi there. I noticed anger coming up in me while I was sitting, and thought I would follow it up and find where it led me, and realized that it was fear. That I was irritated with my partner, I was irritated with my friends, I was irritated with my dog, and so forth. And when I realized it was fear, I noticed that the anger subsided. It was it surprised me. So I thought, okay, I'll just hang out in anger for a while if that's where I am. But I realized that I don't know what it's like in Portland, but in Salem, the sky's orange, and I took my dog out, but I really can't go out at all because of the smoke and the even particulate matter in the air. And there's some fear in me, so I'm just noticing that and sitting with it, and not knowing if I should do anything or not. And I don't know if I have a question, but that's where I am.
Thank you, Pamela. Fear is real. It's kept us alive as a species, and before we were humans. And I have plenty of fear. It depends upon where the mind focuses. If it focuses on, I know I'm remembering yesterday I was driving home from the recording studio, or what time, 2 in the afternoon or something. The sky was getting dark and the wind was really picking up, and it's unusual, and this isn't the way it's supposed to be, and there's something that was just very visceral, that was unsettling. And then, of course, I have fear about what's happening politically, and then there's my children. It depends upon where the mind goes, and so that's one of the reasons I love meditation so much, that I can turn toward it, and then sometimes it'll just soften and melt away, because the conditions in the mind at the moment are not that. They are instead breathing in, breathing out. But yeah, fear. I noticed
one of the questions is there something I need to do? Like, one of my friends I noticed on Facebook early this morning said she was preparing to evacuate. She was less than a mile away from me, because she had heard that the fires might all actually come all the way to Salem. So that may be an exaggeration. So it was just that sort of, do I do anything, or do I just notice the fear and not do anything? So
thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Fear. There's another piece to that too, I think, that it's so often that we cover fear with anger. And it's one of the ways the practice can be so useful, is to acknowledge the anger and then realize, oh, it's the anger's a defense against the much more vulnerable feeling of fear.
I think that's what was going on for me.
Yeah. I'm experiencing some moments of great gratitude for my little house that I'm sitting in. It's so cozy and safe, and it has windows, and the window that way has a big Douglas fir tree and branches from a maple tree moving rather vigorously in the wind. And so I bow to the incredible generosity of this community that made this possible. I certainly would be continuing in the tent if this hadn't happened, but let me tell you, this is a lot more comfortable. How is it for you to sit in silence like this? Not formally, quote, meditating, but with an invitation, if there's something to be spoken, it can be spoken. But also a willingness and a receptivity to just an open moment. Sitting in this way, we're a lot like the Quakers. Perhaps spirit will have something to say and perhaps it won't. And so then there's the breath. There's whatever you're seeing at the moment, the fact of seeing. And there could be impatience or a sense of pressure. There doesn't have to be. Last. Oh, hello, Sherry.
I just wanted to share with you and Sangha that for the last almost 10 days now, I guess, I've been dealing with a lot of pain, which now I'm not anymore, but it got to the point where I saw my doctor. I had x-rays, I had a back work, and he told me to buy some particular medication, which I took, and just knocked me out, just absolutely made me fall. And I hated it so much that if I tried to cut back, the pain was just too intense. But through it or after, I noticed the most powerful intention to be here with you and with Sangha every single morning. I dragged myself out of bed and managed to make it to get my meditation down and get to the couch and turn on my computer. And I tried making pain the focus of my meditation, and it was like putting my finger on a hot stove. It didn't work, but I stuck with it anyway, and I wanted to know that's where I am, how much I appreciate this daily sit, and the whole group of the Sangha. I wish I was there. I wish I could be with everyone, but I am through Zoom. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Fine. But that powerful intention took hold of me, and it's staying.
Wonderful. Well, may you continue to feel better.
I was trying to pull reeds out of the pond that were fairly well rooted, and I can't do that stuff anymore, and that's the hardest part of getting old, is this wanting to do,
Yeah.
not being able to.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Sherry. Well, dear friends, in honor of potential punctuality, let's go out on a song. Unmute all. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Goodbye, dear friends. Have a wonderful, interesting day. I wonder what will happen. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Blessings.
Goodbye. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, Sorry about that, Facebook and YouTube folks.